Day 14, Mad Rambles. I said 2 days ago I'd always come with a idea and a bit more enthusiasm. So I hope yesterday's are better, if anybody does watch it, because I think it was. Next week I'll try and come up with some more tips, but for this week there's two things I'm working on. So today's topic is being at peace with the path you're taking. I think it's hard to do something. It's been hard in my life to do something when when you think it's the right thing to do, but the results you see in the now state that it's almost not. Because I watch Alex Hormozy videos, and he talks about you paying off two types of debt, either monetary or knowledge. So when you're starting a business or whatever, you have those two types of debt, and if you're not paying it off with money, you're paying it off with knowledge, because you don't know anything. How do you? You haven't started yet. And as you learn and learn and learn, you don't see the results here and now. And I think it can become hard and confusing. I think the hardest part, or one of the hardest parts, especially at the beginning, is understanding that results take time. Because when you learn, you compound, you get new skills, marketing, sales, copywriting, blah, 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 speaking. And you don't get any rewards from it. It's like making these videos. I make these videos, I make them every day for 100 days, day 14, what am I on? Day 13, 14, whatever. I need to remember that. But day 13, 14. And you don't see any results. No one's watching. So you're like, why do I do it? Why do I do it? Why do I do it? And I think the key is to not focus, and this is what I've learned from people saying, so hopefully it can help others. The key is to not focus on the destination, but focus on the journey, and understand that it is hard, and understand that everything you're doing is for a purpose. And like I discussed yesterday, breaking it down. You have that big thing, you have it in your mind to start with, you break it down, you chuck away the big thing in the back of your brain, and you work on those incremental small things with detail and professionalism. And I think you have to be comfortable with just understanding that you've broken it down, so the little things you're working on in the now will pay dividends in the end. Because you see all these people. You see all your Alex Hormozy, he talks about he made 150 episodes of his podcast, and no one listened, no one watched. 150 episodes, no one watched. And his views were stagnant. And mine are the same, like day 14, I know it's only 14 days, but still day 14. My views are at 0. If we get above 3, it's like, fucking that's a good day. But who cares? That's alright. I know why I'm doing it. My MO isn't to get views regularly. My MO is to show up, show improvement, and continuously do that over a long period of time. And if I do that, then I know I'm in the right direction. I know I'm going in the right direction, regardless of the views. And it's the same with business. If I know what I want to do, break it down into my small bits, attack those small bits with detail and professionalism, with desire and passion, I gotta be at peace with the path, because ultimately I am achieving the goal by achieving those small little things day in and day out. I think it's Hormozy. He says about how success is doing the boring little things over long periods of time, and it's true. And it's true, and that's something I wasn't willing to do, and I wasn't able to do before, and I'm still struggling with it now. So I try to get up and do it every single day. And Hormozy talks about just showing up and getting it done. Doing the highest leverage work first, and then building on that and keeping on going. And I think a lot of people in life struggle at the start because A, they get overwhelmed because they see this big thing, they don't break it down. And when they do break it down and they do attack the broken down bits, they're like, how is this working? Is this working? You know, I've been working at this for 2 months, every single day, every hour of the day, and I still can't make money. It's because you haven't done it for long enough. He also says, I think it's something like, if you're doing something and you are successful with it, keep going. And if you're doing something and aren't yet successful with it, keep going. And that's a very strong point. I think it's very important to remember. And it's something I try to remind myself with. That just because I've been doing it for a year doesn't mean the success is going to come. Trust in the process that the success will come. It's like fitness. You know, when you start and whatever you do, when you start bulking, cutting, whatever it is, you lay out your plan. You gather enough research as possible to understand the game. You then lay out a plan accordingly to what you want. You then break that plan down into diet, exercise, whether it's progressive overload if you're bulking, whether it's cardio if you're cutting, and you break it down and you lay out a plan and you attack it. Yeah, cool, you can sort of meander accordingly. Say, for instance, you're losing too much weight, then you cut it back a bit. Gaining too much fat, you cut it back. Whatever, it's not going in enough. Increase your calories. But you have that plan, and you only exist within that plan, you know, with the parameters of whatever you are doing. And I think it's so easy for people to see, oh, I'm not gaining muscle. Oh, shit, it's not working. Quit. Because that's easy. So why wouldn't people do it? Because it's easy. But that realizes the beauty of it. That is where it sort of separates the meat from the chaff. And the people who are successful come out and they stand out and they show themselves to be those who are successful, because greatness takes time. You know, what's the cheesy saying? If it was easy, everyone could do it. It's true. And you have to have peace with and understanding that what you are doing today will pay you back next in 5 years, maybe 5 years, 6 years, 7 years. I think, and that's something I struggled with a lot when I was younger. I used to think, oh, I want to be rich by 22. I want to be rich by 22, and then you're like, oh, it's such a long time to like 22. It's such a long time. I'm 19. It's such a long time. And then you live it and you're like, well, this wasn't that long time. What did I do in that time? You know? And you realize success isn't built over short periods. You've got to grind and hustle, be consistent for a long period of time. And I think for me, I used to think that going out partying, having fun and whatnot was more worth it than hustling and grinding and staying away for 2 years. When in reality, it isn't. When in reality, hustling, grinding, staying away for years is what will lead to the ultimate happiness and ultimate success. It's that discomfort again. Choose the discomfort path tends to be the best path in life. And I think that's an interesting to live by. You have peace with the path and choose discomfort. Always. Because ultimately, if you can do those two things, I think you are destined. There's no way you can't be successful. Because you're willing to do the hard shit. You're willing to show up every day. And you're at peace knowing that you have to start somewhere, and that your life isn't going to be better than it is now unless you do it. I think that's an important one that I learned, because I was like, oh, I may as, partying and stuff is just better than doing this work. And then you get to 22 and you're like, fuck, I shouldn't have partied. I should have done the work. So like, for it not to be when I'm 26, 27, I wanna do the work. And I think that's where the peace with the path comes in. Been good call. Excited for tomorrow's. I've been Keelan. 10 minutes is up now. Peace.